Flint's the Music Leader, Club 937, home of the morning rollout with Clay. What's up, man? It's B-Ray, and we still have State Rep Sheldon Neeley in here. How you doing, bruh?
I'm blessed and just happy to be here with you. And technology has changed so much. You know, I'm sitting here by these turntables, but they're unplugged and nothing's happening over here. But you just pushing tech. You know, you pushing tech over there.
Technology is a scary thing. I'm afraid of what the world's gonna look like in like 5 years. Screw 10, man. Social media has taken off. I remember actually coming up as a kid where we didn't even have like Facebook. We had pagers. You couldn't get in touch with me. You had to ride your bike over to my house. Now, I don't, you know what, that's a road I don't even want to go down, man. I don't even want to talk about it. But look, let's go back and let's answer some more questions, because you know, the comment section is lighting up a little bit. You know, it's we got Sheldon Neeley in the building. I threw it out there. I told people, if you have questions to ask Mr. Sheldon, feel free to ask it on my social media under Brandon B. Ray Jamison. So we got one right here where he says, why does he always ask about Frances Gilchrist? What's that about? Yeah,
well, thanks for that question. It's a great question, because Frances Gilchrist is currently the president of the NAACP chapter, and she was placed on the Hurley Board of Directors for a specific reason, and it was to make sure that, you know, no trickery, no things would happen, you know, that have a adverse nature to the African American community. So she was placed there to be a watch person for her, and I know that to be a fact because it was the motion when I was on City Council. I made the motion to put Frances Gilchrist on the Hurley Board of Directors. Not only that, when it came back when her appointment was over, I defended her position on there, because otherwise she does not qualify then by the city charter to be there. But we placed her there for special and compelling reasons, and the special and compelling reasons was to make sure that we had a person there watching out for the African American community. And so she has a duty to tell the truth about what's going on and what has happened, even though if she supports someone else in this particular race, because her husband is the chief advisor to the mayor, but she still has a duty and a responsibility to tell the truth. And so ask the question, and then we have the minutes of the meetings there, and the truth is the truth, right? And like, you know, politics is so divisive, and we don't need to have a civil war in our community, because we all have to come back together to lift our community, to push and pull to get us out of where we are now. And we have many issues, you know, not only with the water, but we have issues with crime, economic development, housing, blight. We have all these things, and we need to make sure that we can lift our community to a newer high.
So let's talk about some of the positive things you're doing, man. Let's talk about this expungement law that you've been actually trying to put together. What's the details on that?
Well, you know, what happens is that, you know, many years they talk about banning the box so people wouldn't have to check the box, because there's an albatross around people being able to get good employment, housing, funding for different things, and usually more than normal, African Americans are burdened with this. They can't get the jobs, they can't get the housing and different things that they need. And so what I decided to do, instead of banning the box, let's ban the felony. Let's expunge the felony. So every year I hold about 2 to 3 expungement fairs, bringing in a judge from out of Detroit area and different partners. Judge David Gwynn has been a great partner, and he sits on the 67th District Court, 5th Edition. But we have another expungement workshop coming up, and the workshop is going to be held Friday, October 11th from 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Bethel United Methodist Church. Now, I'm going to say it again, because usually what happens, B-Ray, when we hold one of these workshops, I get about maybe 60 calls the next day saying, what's going on? I want to be expunged and get this off my back, because sometimes we have people that made a mistake when they're, you know, 19 or 20 years old, and now they're 40 years old, and they're being held up in life as a productive citizen because they have it. So we do this every single year, whether it's an election year, B-Ray, or not. But the next one is Friday, October 11th from 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Not only will we have expungements there, if people have a bench warrant for child support, you know, and they may need a little help to reconnect with the family, we'll be doing some amnesty programs. And so we'll lift that bench warrant off of you, get you opportunity to reconnect with your family and to work out another situation where you can pay what is owed to you know, your baby's mother or father, and be able to reconnect with your families, and so you don't have to look over your shoulders. And so we got other things, legal aid and different things that will be there to help people, guide them through a very difficult maze called life.
Okay, and then, you know what, we'll come right back. I got one more question for you, and to kind of get you, you know, the positive things that you're out there doing. That right there in itself is amazing. Stick around. Once again, you guys still got a little time. You can hit up my Facebook page, Brandon B. Ray Jamison. You have a question for Mr. Sheldon. He is here at Club 927. Stick around. Right.
Yeah, I don't. Only song I know that she played is "Tricky." And that's I could. If you pointed a gun at me and say name this artist, I would not. I would call.
You know what?
I would call everybody P Diddy because I don't know anybody else's name.
That one right there is so new that I don't even really know it. Like I was trying to listen to it the other day. I'm like, who?
Now, you know, my roommate used to be a DJ. Now he worked for a company after this. It was a couple of jocks. Now they used to listen to stations all across the country, right? Mm-hmm. Every type, and they have to, write down what songs they were playing, and so they had a great knowledge of the music, right? I mean, I wonder if anybody can do it nowadays.
It's so much. It's like I do my best to kind of like pay attention to certain categories, like on Spotify, like on the streaming service, they have a category called Rap Caviar, and they'll keep like some of the hot tracks on top. But like I feel like every other day there's new ones out there, and it's just like it's like a mad race. And then on top of that, I have to pay attention to so much stuff here, not just the rap scene. I gotta pay attention to what shows going on, the political realm. It's just I go crazy sometimes trying to keep up with stuff. And then
you work all the time, though. I do,
but I'm trying to reach greatness. You know what I mean? Elon Musk is my, it's who I inspire, who really inspires me. He said he works 100 hours a week, and he feel like he can do more. And if he's out here, doing big things and making changes to the human race, then who am I? I'm out here complaining about doing 40 hours a week, this and that. I need to do more.
You're to call him and tell him, say, can I get on with you?
Man, if I could do an interview with Elon Musk, I would fall dead on the ground.
You can.
If I ever could. And if you could make that connection, I would be in debt with you forever.
You can make that connection, be right. I mean, all you do is call and try. I remember back in the day.
I don't even know what number to call. I call Tesla.
Call him. Call him. Call and ask for him. I mean, I remember back in the day when resumes used to be on paper and you had to mail them in. Remember the Cindy when they used to send you says, okay, sorry, at this time we're not accepting for that position. I used to write a letter back and says, sorry, at this time I'm not taking rejection letters right now. So I used to get the job.
Really? I'm gonna have to do that because I feel like
you can't do that right now because they'll think you're threatening. But back then it was okay.
Right. I'm surprised he hasn't invested anything here in the city of Flint.
Oh, he has. Yeah.
Every kid in middle school has a laptop computer.
Well, I mean, like in the sense of like putting like a Tesla factory out here. Or
you can't put one in Michigan.
No. Why?
Because it's legally you cannot, right? And so you have the big three: Chrysler, Ford, and General Motors has done some things to try to block him for opening a manufacturer. He's been trying. It's in court now.
Who can we go clothesline or like beat up real quick to kind of because everything he's doing to me just seems amazing. Like he just got done doing the Starlink or Skylink program where he's launching those satellites.
It's a law. It's laws, and if lawmakers changed it, he will be able to come here and open up a facility. But right now, it's tied up in court.
Oh, okay.
But he does a lot of good things on the back end here in Flint.
Okay, yeah, because I know I reported on the laptops and the water filtration system that he actually done. So he dropped over $1 million here in the city of Flint, and it's just like he should be doing business here. We can create so many jobs. Like it'd be amazing to have a Tesla factory here.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, remember everything they give. When I talk about more than $1 billion of resources have been dropped in, those are a byproduct of the water crisis. He would not be here giving that to a level of investment in education had it not been for that. So when we look at it, we got to look at philanthropic giving as well as monetary giving.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when I say resources, I'm talking about resources. Now we can talk about hard cash, and I can talk about hard cash. And so, but when I talk about more than $1 billion of resources, every bottle that's delivered here, it costs something, and it means something monetarily, right? And so you have to look at that, as a business model or a giving model. What does that represent in dollars and cents?
Right. Okay. All right. So let me. Dang! I turn around. It's like 15 more comments on my page.
Oh wow! What are they talking about? Right.
They got them woke up.
AC Doom is
oh Lord! We done woke him up. They must have called the girls.
They probably called him.
The girls. Like, y'all get on there. Brenda Boyd is probably on there.
All right. I know them all. What is Doom talking about?
He said so. Neeley thought it was okay to drink the nasty, poisonous bacteria contaminated Flint water, which has been daily for over 50 years.
We do realize, he said, Mama may have.
He's the only one to say that. He's the only one to say that.
God bless the child. He got a YouTube video out there supporting.
He's supporting just that. And so he's funny. So, but that comment, what he just did, that post wasn't a question, that was a statement. That was because we're picking up traction on what we're doing, and so he wanted to put that out there.
Okay.
He says, and it's more. But if we want to, we could talk about it more toxic now because of 2 million gallons of raw sewage that fell in the water.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll actually, because that's one thing that we forgot to touch on. Let's touch on that, the voter education thing, the voter education system, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, let's get it. They going hard on you. Oh man. I mean, I expected it. So
I'm glad I'm not reading them.
don't fire no shots at me. I'm just a platform.
Thank you, Facebook, for watching. We're still live here at 93.7 Club. Today's hottest jam with B. Ray. Thank y'all for tuning in.
And B. Ray, we produce more city ordinances than any other city council person in Flint's history. And we've done more state legislation than any other person that sat in the seat before me.
Really?
And even going forward, we're still doing. I was the spearhead at the first African American portrait to go in the Capitol.
Really? That's huge.
It is. You got to think about after the first African American president's been termed out, I spearheaded the first portrait going up in the Capitol. So.
Whoa.
I believe.
And on that note, whoa. Okay, let's get to it.
There you go. That's yours. You can keep it. The back kind of shows a little bit about it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's in the Capitol, so black and brown babies can actually see a person that reflects their image in the Capitol now when they never could see that before.
That's beautiful, dude. Oh yeah, I'm gonna give me that. I'm gonna keep this. Okay, let's get to it. Man, hold on, you got some. It's not enough time to talk. Oh. All right, let's get it. Oh, yes. Flint's the Music Leader Club 937. Lizzo right there. Truth hurts. And we still have State Rep Sheldon Neeley in the building, and we're about to get ready to wrap things up. But we got some last minute questions we want to get situated, man. Now, let's talk about some of the positive things that you're doing. Let's talk about this voter education system that you got going on right now.
Well, currently I'm still the chairman of the Legislative Black Caucus of the state of Michigan, and that's all legislators of color in the Senate and the House. And we have a voter education thing that we've been doing for the last 2 years. And one of the thoughts that we had around the urban core of the state of Michigan is that people don't participate in the process of voting because they probably don't have a great understanding on how to do it. So we developed a nonpartisan educational tool. It's like a high-powered civics class, or for those of my age range, they can remember Schoolhouse Rock, watching it on TV. And so we show people how to engage the process, educate our people up. Yeah, if you had a child and they go into a classroom and the teacher sat outside that room and gave them a cheat sheet before they went in there and took a test, that A that they got would not really make any real sense. But if you teach them along the way and they went in there and performed, they'll be a good student. And so many times you have a pastor that sits in a pulpit and tells people how to vote, or a union that gives you a card that tells you how to go participate, but that makes a transient voter. What you need to do is to educate people up, make them stronger. We need to build our community and make each other stronger. And so what we do is not tell them who to vote for, but we educate them through this process. And it's a process that we've been engaging for the last 2 years.
Then that's a beautiful program, man, and I commend you for all your efforts with that. And I also want to touch on what's been happening with the Flint water. Recently we had an overflow, if you will, and bacteria increased in the water, and things have just been looking just ridiculous as of late.
Well, last heavy rain that we had was 2 million gallons of raw sewage was dumped into the Flint River, and we need to really get to the bottom of why that happened. That was a major failure, and I think it was some maybe operational type of activities or budgetary operations, but 2 million gallons of raw sewage went into the water, and it didn't have to. And so when we talk about these things, we talk about how do we operate our community to make it better and stronger. And so we talk about capacity of those people, that department heads inside of a city, like the city of Flint. You have to have strong people there and doing good jobs. The city of Flint right now has been hollowed out. They have 2 city administrators, 2 city attorneys, 2 human resource directors, 2 CFOs. They're all gone. And so the job that needs to be done can't be done by just a few. You have to have qualified people to do the jobs, and that's one of the things that we're going to do when we get there in November. We're going to make sure we have qualified individuals. It's not going to be just friends and families making 6-figure salaries performing very weakly for the residents of the city of Flint, But you know what happens is this: is that people pay taxes, and we have to ask ourselves, what are we paying for? Take a look out your window. What are we paying for? And then we have to have a good program to reduce crime, because if you don't have a good program to deal with crime, you cannot have economic development or economic growth. When my wife and my daughters leave the home, I want to make sure, or have a sense of surety that they're going to return home. And that's not been the case in many situations. They can't sedate the community by telling them that crime is down when it's really not.
When it's not.
So we need to make sure that we have enough resources to protect our community and our residents therein. So the question is, what are we paying for? You pay a high premium for tax dollars, and make sure we stay focused in. So change the frustration into focus. Ask the questions that's really germane to improving the quality of life for residents inside the city. You know, my mother's a retiree inside the city of Flint, and I love her to death, B-Ray, and much like we all do. But I'm here to fight for them. I'm here to fight for children, the most vulnerable, and we're going to do it as we have been doing it for the last few years. We're going to continue to do a great job.
And I commend you with everything you're doing. State Rep Sheldon Neeley, thank you for coming in. Where can they find you at if people want to reach out and read more information on what you're doing?
Well, they can. My campaign headquarters is over off of Clio Road, 2501 Clio Road. They can come by and maybe get some more dialogue about what's going on. But hopefully we'll have a debate. Like I said, Channel 12 has reached out to both candidates, myself and the mayor, and maybe we have a debate. I've selected the dates that was there available that they put forth. And if we have that, we can ask the questions and continue to have the questions on on formats like what you do. And I want to commend you, B-Ray. You are very refreshing. When we think about people in the millennial category, it's a new normal. We talk about a new normal, and you fit an old norm, working very hard to get what you need to have to move on, and you looking forward. And I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank also my security detail right here beside me, my wife, and Lady Hawkins is here with me, and so we're ready to take on the world. But moreover, what are we paying for? And we're here to do a good job and focus. It's not about visions. It's about vision.
Exactly. And once again, I thank you for coming in, man. More details. If you missed out on any of this conversation, I'll have it up on the website, Club937.com, tomorrow. So make sure you guys check that out. Sheldon, thank you for coming in today, man. It's always a pleasure.
God bless you. Thank you.
That was good.
Perfect.
They probably blowing your
I
thing.
know.
Oh, yeah. They're going cray-cray right now. Good.
Good job, Sheldon.
Yes,
that was
really
good.
that, bro.
Well, if I ate something before I got here, I would have. My favorite are tacos, B-Ray. I love tacos.
Oh, you can't go wrong with tacos.
But you gotta have right tacos.
Yeah.
But the homemade tacos, I'm throwing a shot.
Let me just turn the card to that.
Yeah, that's Hester Wheeler about something that's just something. Yeah, but homemade tacos, man, the best one.
Right? You can do whatever you want with them.
Hey, you think I can get her man some homemade tacos? I don't want to go out and get no Applebee's and
none of that, man. Pre-made in a box.
I had to get the Lancer to figure out what Applebee's was serving for 2 for $20 wasn't real meat.
Oh no.